Northbound Expeditions is brought to you in part by Fairview Jeep, Fredericton's #1 Jeep dealer. Alright, so here we are again, day 2 of the brake job. I received my new parts from Teraflex today. So I get the new rotor, brand shiny new, compared to the old one, which I'll show you in a second, and then obviously the new caliper, because I had a deceased piston in there that I could not get out. New pads, new everything. So right now I got the piston compressed. I cleaned off everything inside here a little bit, greased things up a little bit. I always took a chance to lubricate parts that need to be lubricated. And yeah, so here, let me show you. So this here is the old one, and I don't know how well you can tell, but I mean, like, this is severely grooved. It's thick enough. I'm sure it can be salvaged and basically just smooth out again. And I might do that just to get it as a backup. But for now, I just needed to get a new one. So that's what I did. I got a new one, and then this will be a backup. And the other spare one as well, because the other side is not damaged. I'm gonna have 2 spares. So, and same with the other bracket. I was able to reuse the other bracket, so that's also a spare. So I got a brand new one as a spare as well. All right, so let's reassemble this part. Brand new shiny rotor. Okay, and then for the pins, obviously you got new piston, new sliding pins as well, and new boots. How about these from Napa? So first, piston. Change my gloves actually. So this grease has a warning on it. It says not to get it on your hands, no contact with the skin. Generally pretty cognizant of not having any of this chemicals touch my skin anyway. I was trying to, when I watch people using anti-seize with their bare fingers, makes me cringe. Your skin is absorbent. Okay. So I'm going to squirt a little bit of this in here. This is an anti-corrosion grease. Came with, I think it came with these calipers. Not these ones, but I think maybe my previous ones. I hope it's the right grease. It's anti-corrosion, so I mean the biggest problem has been corrosion, so I can't see how it's not good. Put that in there. Pretty good. Alright. I think that's not a bad start. These things always break, and then that's the problem. They let water in and then it corrodes inside. So hopefully this will last a little bit longer than usual, but you gotta do this at least, gotta service these brakes at least, I would recommend at least once a year, probably in the spring and in the fall. Like after the winter might be a good idea just to check, because there's so much moisture all the time on the Jeeps in the winter over, at least on the East Coast here. We don't have the luxury of nice dry winters, so, and all the salt they use is just horrible. It just makes everything brittle, especially rubber parts. They turn dry and brittle. And I'm actually going to add just a little bit more into the sleeve as well. Okay, and make sure they're sealed all around. kind of pull in by themselves like this because the vacuum they create. So that's good. Brand new, nice and shiny. So I'm gonna put these things in. The way this works is you can see one edge is tapered and the other one is straight. So the straight edge goes on the side that's straight. That means, you know, it's for this side here. This one with the beveled, the folded in edge onto the high side. And you always have the little tabs on the inside. See the little tabs on the inside and the big tab on the outside. Okay. I'm not sure here or grease. And then you get the new pads. Obviously, gotta make sure rotor goes on like this, and then it follows the same curvature of the pad. That means this one is this one with the little the noise maker. So this is when you start squealing. That's what this thing is for. In the video I did on the Return to Dead Boy Spring, this is the part we end up folding over because it was squeaking too much. So that's obviously, did it serve its purpose, but that's how you know it's time to replace your brakes, which I obviously didn't do in time. Okay, so we get this part ready to go. Brakes now. So the driver's side is not as bad. I mean, they're down, and they're up to the point where they're starting to sound, be noisy with this little clip here being on par. So they're definitely overdue. Not as bad as the other side. Carbon axle at this point. They're what, a year, 2 years old, I think. 2 years old. Holding up really well. Well, these shoes on the handbrake could probably get replaced at some point soon as well. But now, of course, as expected, the sliding pins are also seized on this side as well. So this happens all the time. I don't know, it's such a poor design if you ask me. I don't know how else to design it, but there has to be a better way other than replacing these boots every 6 months or something. Because these things get, for something that's supposed to slide, to get so seized in place that it just baffles me. Like, I don't understand. It's a free sliding pin. It gets so seized in there that I literally snap the pin in half by trying to spin it out. And I know they're not supposed to spin, they're supposed to slide, but in the past I've had success by getting the impact on them and then just spinning them loose and get them out that way, and then clean them out and put new ones in, and that was good to go. In this case, it was absolutely not budging, and I yanked on it and I snapped it off. For something that's supposed to be free moving. Anyway. So here we are. Maintenance continues. So here, top one's good. Top it's dry, but bottom one is seized. So, let's see. And I can't even see if there's no obvious failure in the boot. It doesn't look cracked or busted or anything. So I don't know how the moisture got in and dried it up to the point where it's seized, but we'll see how we get it out. It's really weird because there's nothing wrong with this boot. It's not cracked. It's not ribbed along the edges. This is the inside. This is turned inside out because I pulled it off, so it's inside out right now. But there's no cracks in it. Normally these are just destroyed, and that's the reason why. But there's actually no reason for this to be so dried up and so seized. Okay, so one trick I'm going to try right now to get this to get the sliding pin out is I rebolted the caliper on the wrong way. So obviously inside out. This is normally facing in towards the Jeep. Now it's facing out, and it's just to give me a firm structure to hold this in place. My vise, I guess, maybe could use a vise, but it's on a table, so I would probably just yank on the table if I did this. So I used the actual put the nut back in from that's holding the actual piston in place. So I'm not yanking and breaking this, because this is what I did yesterday. I was hammering. It was the other way around, so it was facing inward. Now I got it inverted. But yesterday, when this was facing inwards, I was just hammering on this, like I was using a chisel, and I was hammering against it like this, trying to get it out. And then I ended up just bending this seal here, and this was going to seal around the rubber boot. So I don't want to damage this if I can help it. So I'm trying to salvage these pins for now, so that I can actually reuse this side as is. So I'm going to use my pulling hammer and pull on this part, and hopefully get it out that way. So let's see what happens. I have one of these, got one of them. This is designed to pull out these hubs, the axle shafts. Like this sliding hammer has been, when everything else failed, this has always got the job done. Pro Point looks like a Princess Auto. Yeah, Princess Auto product. I got it for $100. It's not too bad. I totally forgot I even made this. Yesterday I didn't think of this. I didn't remember that I had this, but like I made this tool. So I got an 8.8 bolt inside of this. It's an adapter piece that comes with the sliding hammer. In case you don't know, it looks like this. And so you tie this on here. So I used a bolt, one of those. I made it fit inside of here, and now I can just screw that into here, into the ends of these, like so. And then this screw into there. Okay. And now, careful, because I've done this before, but held it like this or like this, whatever, I punched my fingers. So, here we go. Ta-da! Wow. I wish I'd have remembered this yesterday. I might have salvaged my pin. Wow. Just like that. So again, making this piece right here, this is key. It does not come with a kit. This here does, and it's an opening for a screw. So I shaved down the head of the nut. I shaved down the head of the screw, so of the bolt, so it would fit inside. And this is the key right here for these bolts. And yes, I am out of blue towel, so I've been using Kleenex. And it's terrible. Terrible. Okay, it just disintegrates so easily. And so I got this little pipe cleaner, so whatever's left of this one, I got another one. Here, I just don't want to use this one just yet. But these are really great for cleaning out these holes. So you're going to get these really clean before you pack them with fresh grease. So this will take a little while.